So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make FU money with wholesale real estate in only a few weeks. How to make a teacher's full year salary in only a month. How to walk up to your boss and give him a mean look like this and say, I will no longer slave for you. And when mom says, my house, my rules, you just go out and buy a luxury apartment just cuz. Now I did every single one of those things with the exact strategy I'm gonna be sharing with you in today's video. But before we get into what it takes to make $30, $40, $50,000 a month, I'm gonna show you exactly what we're not going to do. What we're not going to do is drive for dollars. That's a waste of time. Calling Zillow on market leads. That's a waste of time. Going on Facebook to search for deals. That is a waste of time. And using PropWire or True People Search to get leads. Those are just bad. Respectfully, these methods to make 6 figures in a year are just stupid, all right? And if you're using any of these methods, you might as well go back to your 9 to 5 and ask for a raise because you'll make a lot more money doing that. But now that you came across this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how it's done. It's weird. A lot of wholesalers come into this industry shooting from the hip, hoping to hit something, but that's not how you run a business. Instead, I'm gonna show you how to be a sniper rifle and target $10,000 deals every month, a more predictable and scalable strategy. Now, this chart is all you need to close your first $30, $40, $50,000 in a single month with wholesale real estate, starting with your market. If you're gonna come into this industry thinking you're gonna close deals in your hometown and you live in a very populated city, Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, New York, Florida, California, the North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Jersey, Chicago, you're not gonna close a deal in these markets. And if you do, it's gonna take maybe 4 to 6 months. When you can close down that time specializing in markets that no one else is in, because you're playing in these huge markets that people are spending millions of dollars on every single year to crush you. You will never be able to beat the bigger guys that are spending this much money, right? Now, this is a unpopular opinion because a lot of wholesalers will say, go in your backyard and start closing deals there. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're gonna lose every single time. Now, you can go ahead and touch that stove and try it for yourself, but instead, if you wanna be smart, you wanna find markets that no one else is playing in. I live in Dallas, Texas. One of my biggest markets is Joplin, Missouri. You probably never even heard of Joplin, Missouri. Exactly. I choose markets that no one else has heard of, no one else has been to, because when I go into these markets, I'm the only wholesaler there, meaning I have no competition. All of my sellers are motivated and want to sell their property. Now, whenever you're doing your market research, I would recommend a population of 50 to 100,000 people as the population. And I would also do a minimum of 2,000 cash buyers in the city. You can find that here on PropStream on the little cash buyer section. Moving on to data. A lot of you guys like to use PropWire. Dummy. A lot of you guys like to go on Zillow or Facebook or pull from batch leads. And I'm like, look, that's terrible data. You want to go with a company that spends millions of dollars in finding accurate data. So now that you have this small market, now we just need to pull the best list for that market. I'm going to give you that list right here. Free game. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to residential. You're going to hit select all, select all. Then you're going to go down to lot size. You want to do a maximum of 43,000 square footage. Okay. You do not want a big piece of land. Buyers usually don't like buying that. MLS, you want to hit no. You want to scroll down to owner occupied. You want to hit no. We don't want anyone living in the property. And then we're going to scroll down to estimated equity, and we're going to do a minimum of 40%. Pull this list, and I promise you, you're gonna start making some money. Okay, so now you just pulled the list that's gonna make you a lot of money this month. How are you going to actually get the data? How are you going to skip trace it? If you don't know, skip tracing is finding the homeowner's information. A lot of people like to go cheap on this. Stay away from Facebook people, stay away from VAs, stay away from kind skip tracing. Look, keep it simple. Go to batchskiptracing.com. I am not affiliated with them in any way, but I do support them. Moving on to a remote sales process. A lot of you guys like to get in here and not know what to say on the phone, because with the strategies we just used, I'm gonna put you in front of motivated sellers. But are you going to fold whenever I do put you in front of those motivated sellers? Do you know how to establish credibility? Do you know how to build rapport? Do you know how to build a relationship? Do you know how to take someone who wants $100,000 for their property and then still offer them 20 and they say yes just because they know, like, and trust you? Look, you're never gonna meet these people ever a day in your life. That's the power of digital real estate. So because you're never going to shake their hand, how are you going to gain their trust using the phone? This is the exact process that I use. It is a remote sales process. I'm not going to give you a script. Instead, I'm going to give you a framework you can follow. So starting with the intro, you want to keep it between 12 seconds, all right? 5 to 12 seconds on your intro, and then they should know by the 12th second why you're calling. Hey, John, this is Roy. Sorry for calling you out the blue. Just had a quick question for you. Have you ever considered selling that property on 123 Main Street? Just like that, John knows who I am and why I'm calling. From there, if they say no, well, we're just going to end the call. If they say yes, we're going to establish credibility. So I'll just say something like, hey, this is Roy. Sorry for calling us blue. Again, I'm a local investor in the area, just looking for my next project. I drove past your property and wanted to see if you wanted to sell. Now, it does seem like you're interested. My question is, why are you looking to sell this property? So then I've established credibility. I'm Roy. I drove around the neighborhood. This is how I found your property, and this is what I do. Now, from here, it goes straight into motivation. You want to figure out why your seller actually wants to sell the property. You want to dig deep, which is why I have a shovel. You want to dig deep. Why do you want to sell this property? What is your situation and how can I help? Now, remember this mantra: I call, I close, I serve. From there, you want to understand the desired outcome, get the condition, get the time, get the price, and go for the close. Now, to end it all off, you found a good market. You pulled high quality data, you put this on a dialer, you're starting to talk to these people, and now you're using a remote sales process to build a relationship and get these people under contract. We then send it to the title company, but now we need to find an end buyer. Now we need to find somebody who's gonna buy the contract from us at a premium. So we got the property under contract for $50,000. We wanna make 20, so who are we gonna sell it to for $70,000? Well, the first method I like to use is just Redfin. I like to go on Redfin and just see what are the most recent renovated properties in the area, calling the realtor or the investor and saying, hey, do you want to sell your property? So I'm just scrolling. Let's see if I can find a renovated property. That's a move out. Here we go. Renovated property right here, right? So what I'll do is I'll just call this, right? I'll scroll down and I'll say, yo, Bobby, saw you just sold that property over there on South Missouri Avenue. Hey, curious, is the person who renovated that property, are they looking for another project? The second thing I like to use is investor base, and this is the free sauce right here. We probably get 40% of our deals sold with this software alone. Super cheap, but what you can do is you'll find every single fixer flipper or every single landlord in the area, and it'll give you all of their information. Now, I say it's cheap, but it could be pricier for some of you guys. So what you can do is get the 7-day trial with an email, get your deal sold, and then cancel it before it charges your card. Hi, I'm not the one who told you that. The third one will be Investor Lift. Now, this is if you got that budget, if you're already closing a few deals. Investor Lift is like $2,000 to $4,000, but you post your deal on here, it's gonna get sold. And if you don't wanna do any of these things and you just wanna send me the deal, just shoot me a DM and I'll just sell the deal for you. It sounds so simple, but 99% of wholesalers are not doing these things at all. Most wholesalers suck, and I don't want you to suck, so please take your market, your data, your sales calls, and your disposition strategies very seriously this year. This is the same strategy that made my client, who knew nothing about this industry, $18,000 within his first month working with me. Now, as you can see here, on December 16th, he got 3 leads in 45 minutes. That is the power of having a good market and pulling good data. From there, he got his first contract December 18th, got his second contract December 23rd, and got his third contract January 7th. All the way from December 3rd, already walked away with 3 contracts. Now let's go to his student portal. You can see this is my boy, John Luca, right here. You can see that he joined right here. He said, yo, I'm a new student. I live in PA and I want the freedom to enjoy my time. Well, guess what? PA is not a good market. So I put him in. Once I put him in, he walked away with $18,000, and he made this post January 22nd of 2025. I mean, check the dates, look at the testimonial. John Luca joined early December, then walked away at the end of January with $18,000 wired to his bank account. And lucky for you, now that John Luca got his first deal, I'm looking for my next client I can help scale to $10,000 to $20,000 this month. And I'm not just looking for anybody, I'm looking for someone who's ready to quit their 9 to 5 and let me take them under my wing. No, This is not a course. You are going to have 24/7 private access to me as your mentor, all while stealing the exact strategy that made me over $350,000 profit last year. Now, if true one-on-one guidance is what you've been looking for to invest in, hit the first link in the description below and I'll talk to you soon. Now, if you want my entire free training on how I made over $350,000 last year, it's gonna be in this video. And if you just wanna see how I turned $50 into $21,000 within a month, go ahead and watch this video right here. I'll talk to you soon.